Motivation is a scam, not because it doesn't exist, but because it feels productive without requiring you to produce anything. That is the trick. Motivation gives you the emotional experience of progress without the discomfort of execution. You watch a powerful video, you feel energized, clear, focused. For a moment, you can see the future version of yourself vividly, and that feeling is addictive. But here is what you need to notice: nothing has changed. Your bank account didn't move, your body didn't change, your skill didn't improve, your work didn't advance, only your emotion shifted. And you mistook that emotional spike for momentum. That is the scam. Motivation is emotional entertainment disguised as productivity. It is a trailer of a movie you never film. It makes you feel capable without forcing you to prove it. And because the feeling is intense, your brain registers it as meaningful. But intensity is not progress. Clarity is not action. Visualization is not execution. The self-improvement industry sells you motivation because it is easy to consume. It is dramatic. It is cinematic. It feels powerful. Execution is none of those things. Execution is boring. Execution is repetitive. Execution doesn't give you swelling music in the background. It gives you silence. Motivation says, you can do this. Execution asks, are you doing it? Those are not the same thing. Here's the deeper problem. You don't actually want success. You want the feeling of becoming successful. That feeling is warm, heroic, hopeful. It feels like forward motion, but it's only imagination. And imagination is safe. Action is dangerous because action exposes you. When you start, you risk being average. When you publish, you risk being judged. When you try, you risk failing publicly. Motivation protects you from that risk because as long as you are about to start, you can still believe you would have succeeded. That is powerful psychologically. The fantasy version of you remains perfect, untested, untouched by reality. Motivation keeps that fantasy alive. Execution kills it because execution replaces imagination with evidence, and the evidence is brutal. You are either improving or you're not. That's why you keep returning to motivation. Not because you're lazy, but because motivation feels safer than measurement. Let's be honest. How many times have you felt ready? How many times have you said, this time is different? How many fresh starts have you had? New book, new plan, new mindset. And for a few hours, maybe a few days, you feel transformed. Then the emotion fades. And when the emotion fades, so do you. Because you build your effort on a feeling. And feelings fluctuate. That is their nature. Motivation is weather, it comes and goes. And you keep trying to build a permanent structure on temporary emotion. That is unstable by design. Here's what nobody tells you. The people who actually produce results do not rely on motivation. They often start when they don't feel like it. They continue when it is dull. They finish when it is inconvenient. Not because they are inspired, but because they are committed. Commitment isn't emotional, it is contractual. Motivation says, I want to. Commitment says, I will. Even when the excitement disappears, especially when it disappears. Because real progress begins exactly where motivation ends. That quiet stretch, that dull repetition, that invincible grind. That is where identity is built. Motivation wants transformation to feel dramatic. Reality makes it feel ordinary. And you keep confusing drama with importance. If it doesn't feel intense, you assume it's not working. But consistency is quiet, growth is subtle, improvement is almost boring. And that is why motivation feels more attractive than execution. It is stimulating, execution is stabilizing, and stability feels underwhelming in a world addicted to intensity. Now, here's the hardest truth. You might not actually want to succeed. You might want to keep wanting to succeed. Because wanting feels noble, it feels ambitious, it feels like potential. But wanting requires nothing. Doing requires sacrifice. Time, effort, ego, distraction. Motivation lets you delay that sacrifice. You can always say, I'm getting ready. Ready is a beautiful excuse. It implies progress without demanding proof. So, motivation isn't evil, it's just misunderstood. It's a spark, but you keep trying to live inside the spark, and sparks don't last. If you want real progress, you must become the kind of person who walks without emotional permission, who moves without cinematic build-up, who executes without applause. You don't need more motivation. You need tolerance for monotony. You need respect for repetition. You need to detach action from mood. Because the day you stop waiting to feel ready is the day your results stop depending on your emotions. Motivation feels powerful, but power isn't proven in emotion. It is proven in output. And output doesn't care how inspired you felt.